What's going on, everybody? Brandenwrld here. I do not know what to fucking react to be honest, bro. So I'm just gonna react to the FNAF lore. It's been 10 minutes. Let's do this.
fnaflore in
See if I
10
understand the
minutes,
alphabets.
ready, go. A guy named William moves from England to a small town called Hurricane with his wife and 3 kids. It's
Okay.
in this small town that he meets a fella named Henry, who has his own kids, and Henry and William become good friends. They decide on a business venture to open up a family diner that sold cake, and with the main attraction being these 2 animatronic suits that can either be an animatronic or can spring lock into suits that humans can wear. Keep that in mind, it'll be important later. Henry wore the Freddy suit and William wears the Bonnie suit. Fellas, business is booming for Fazbear's Family
Wait,
Diner.
what?
So much so that they open
I'm
up
so
another branch
confused
called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where he
already.
creates 4 new animatronics: Bonnie, Chica, Freddy, and
Hopefully
Foxy.
the
But
audio
what
is
we
good.
don't know about William Afton is that he's a crazed lunatic, an absolute psychopath. It is for this reason that it's assumed that Henry created an animatronic called the Puppet to protect his daughter Charlie from danger. One day in Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, Henry's daughter Charlie gets locked outside of the pizzeria. However, the puppet can't save Charlie as it's stuck in a box, and as William pulls into the driveway, he ends up murdering Charlie and dragging her into an alley.
Wow.
Once the puppet finally gets out of the box, it goes outside to protect Charlie, only to find her dead. What happens next is that Charlie's spirit inhabits the puppet, so it's now possessed
Oh,
by Charlie's spirit, and Henry lost his only
this is
child.
sad already,
Now, while
bro.
all
What
of
the
this is
fuck?
going on, let's focus
Okay.
on William Afton's family. He has 2 sons and a daughter, but right now let's focus on the boys. The small one is Evan, and the older is Mike. Evan is scared of the animatronics, and Mike sees this as a wonderful opportunity to prank Evan. On Evan's birthday party, Mike, the older brother, decides to put Evan near the mouth of an animatronic version of Freddy to give him
I
a
remember this.
big kiss. What happened instead is that the spring locks on the suit fail due to the moisture of the tears, which ends up causing the animatronic to bite down on William's kid like a Big Mac, killing him, thus marking the bite of 83. The death of his youngest son was enough to spiral William Afton's mind into even more chaos and
Oh, hell
psychotic
no.
behavior. He ends up luring 5 children into the safe room of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza dressed up as Spring Bonnie, from which he then kills them. But where would he hide the body, you may ask? Well, when Afton was designing the 4 new suits, he made a compartment specifically designed to fit children inside of the animatronics, and because of this, no one was able to find any evidence. The puppet,
No
witnessing
way.
all of this, decides to assist the children, but there's 5 children and 4 suits.
So the
Where would the
animatronics
extra
have
child
real
go?
dead bodies in
Well, the
them?
extra child was stuffed into the Golden Fredbear costume, so now we have 6 kids that have their souls stuck in animatronics. Shortly after, Afton ends up getting fired from his own company and the restaurant is closed down due to health violations. However, William Afton didn't stop there. After the closure of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, he decides to make a new company called Afton Robotics and creates a new location specifically designed
But
to
how did he
murder
not get
children.
caught though, bro?
But
I'm so
why, you may ask? Well,
no
when
one
Afton
questioned
was
this
murdering
shit.
the 5 children, he discovered a way to become immortal, introducing Remnant. When the kids die, they release this material called Remnant, which bonds your soul
So this is when he
onto
becomes
something.
Springtrap, huh?
This is basically how the missing children and Charlie were able to possess the spirits of animatronics. He uses this information specifically to create Circus Baby, who is able to lure children in with games and then crush them inside of her stomach. So now we know that
Ugh.
William's youngest child is dead, and his eldest is doing something not really important right now, but maybe later. Anyway, Elizabeth, Afton's daughter, is here at this private party to unveil the new
What purple guy
location
doing
in the
that?
franchise, until Elizabeth gets a little too close to Baby, and yeah, she gets folded like a lawn chair. Anyway, because of this incident, the Circus
So
Baby
he didn't
Pizza
care about
World
his kids,
was
bro?
shut down due to a gas
I'm
leak. But
confused.
rest assured, he still kept the animatronics open for rental. For what reason? Well, you remember this guy, right? Afton's
Yep.
only son? William, being the wonderful father he is, he sent his son to locate and free the soul of Elizabeth, who is trapped inside of Circus Baby. So now let's shift to the new star of the show, Michael Afton, who survives the first 4 nights pretty well, until around the 4th night, where technicians are instructed to scoop out the shells of the animatronics and take the salvageable
So this is his
endoskeleton.
sister location?
This scooping machine also has some remnant. I wonder why. Soon enough, all of the animatronics get scooped, but they all combine their parts of their endoskeleton into some weird megazord known as Ennard. On
Ew.
the final night, our man Michael ends up finding himself in this godforsaken scooping machine.
Yeah, I remember
And it
that.
turns out Baby's true intentions were to scoop the living hell out of Michael's organs and make some room for Ennard to chill in there, like some fucked up hermit crab. Needless to say, our boy Michael gets scooped like he's one of those strawberry sherbet ice creams, and all that remnant keeps his soul alive, whilst Ennard makes his way inside of the corpse to escape the complex. wait, wrong game.
So he's
Eventually, we
Ennard.
realize that Michael's body slowly ends up deteriorating due to him being basically a walking corpse. A few days later, Ennard ends up escaping into a sewer system, and just when you think our boy is dead, he gets reanimated back to life.
So
Now that
purple
Michael
guy is
has
his
freed
son.
Elizabeth, his new goal is to find William Afton. Fast forward a bit, Michael isn't able to find his father, but while all of this is happening, William decides to go to the original abandoned location to dismantle all of the old animatronics. William ends up snapping those fools like Lego bricks, but unbeknownst to William, he just
Wait, no,
awoken
I'm
the
stupid
spirits
as
in a
hell, bro.
physical form. The spirits
William's
all
dad.
gather up and confront William. However, in this safe room lies the very suit that William Afton used to kill these children. In an attempt to, I don't know, scare them, he puts on the suit and laughs mockingly. It was all fine and dandy until those spring locks on the suit got a little too loose, and yeah, William ended up getting crushed and mutilated, causing a very ironic death. His corpse just laid there for a while
It was
until
just making
some
a
fools
spring trap.
decided to reopen the Five Nights at Freddy's
Yeah, my
franchise
bad, guys. I'm not
as a
talking much.
horror
I'm like
attraction.
locked
They
in right now,
found the
bro.
suit and thought, hey, this bloody
I'm the worst
animatronic
reactor for a
seems
reason.
to be perfect to put inside of a horror attraction for kids. When they do this, William decides to become alive again and stalks this
So
area for
that's
a
how he
week.
comes spring trap.
I
So he was
say
purple
a
guy,
week
then he
because
becomes spring
after
trap.
1 week passed, the building was set on fire. The reason being unknown, but all that you need to know is that Springtrap, or William, is still alive despite the fire. It's possible it could have been Michael to set the fire in an attempt to try and kill William Afton, but we don't know. However, he didn't escape without significant damage, as now he has to repair himself a little bit. Well, Baby was ejected from this and ends up having to piece herself together into Scrap Baby, while the rest of Ennard dons a Freddy mask to become Molten Freddy. We've discussed a lot of characters this video, but there's one that I
We're about to
haven't
see my
talked about in
freaking.
too much detail.
Are we about to see
That would be
that black and
Henry,
red Freddy?
William Afton's friend, whose daughter became the puppet. In all of this grief, Henry steps in to finally devise a plan to end it all. He opens up a new pizzeria under the Freddy's franchise to gain the attention of the roaming animatronics, including Michael Afton, who still wants to find William Afton. Mike ends up getting the security job, and remember, he still looks like his father here.
Yeah.
Henry creates an animatronic to capture his daughter. The animatronic is called Lefty.
Oh, it's his piece of shit ass, bro.
Every single one of the animatronics into one facility, all according to Henry's plan. And on the final night, we finally get to hear Henry. He has this awesome
I never beat this
speech
game,
that
by the
my
way.
words
I
couldn't do
gave up
justice,
this
so by
game.
all means, check it out on your own. However, Henry's plan was to gather all the animatronics to one place in order to burn them, freeing their souls. He tells Mike, the volunteer, that there was a way for him to get out, but he feels that Mike might want to die here. Henry commits arson to the building, killing all of the animatronics ever, including Mike, himself, and of course, William Afton, where his soul is presumably forever tortured by all
So
the
this is not good. This is 2 years ago, so we're not going to talk about back. Sorry for the
all
technical
loose ends
difficulties.
finally tied together. How peaceful. Until the next game comes out. This is where another company takes control.
So I
of
was just saying,
the
we're not
game
going to see the other
instead of
ones.
Scott Cawthon.
Other new games that
So
just
there
came
might be a
out.
lot of plot holes, but it's up to you on
I've
which
never
story
seen this
you want to
game.
continue
VR,
or
so.
Anyways, it said that before William died, he uploaded himself virtually onto Binary, and when they developed a virtual FNAF experience, William's conscious enters through code and now is in the virtual game. He's able to use this power to slowly take over people's bodies. William ends up finding a host named Vanessa to take control of, using her to create an alter ego called Vanny, which William can take control of. Shortly after, a new FNAF mall is created. God, these guys really need to stop making FNAF branded things. And go figure, in this mall, 9 children are missing. Our main cast is the glam rock series of Chica, Freddy, Roxy, and this alligator who apparently jumped the living hell out of Bonnie and killed him. All you need to know is that these animatronics are in some way controlled by William Afton. Anyway, Glamrock Freddy ends up malfunctioning on stage because
Never
he is
seen this, by the way.
controlled by William and
Gameplay.
passes out. He wakes up near closing time only to spot Gregory, some homeless kid who presumably thinks that living in a mall with robot animals is a good idea. Now, some people assume that Gregory is an animatronic because how his vision glitches when he sees Vanny. Freddy and Gregory work together and basically end up stealing parts of animatronics to make Freddy stronger. To do this, they throw Chica into a trash compactor,
Oh my
snapping
God.
alligator Monty into bite-sized pieces, and then promptly commit vehicular
Holy shit.
manslaughter on a fox. They end up exploring underneath the complex to find a replica
Those are
restaurant where they find the
animatronic murderers.
a creature that has the souls of what seems like many animatronics and...
Bro, I haven't been talking this boy more words video yet. My bad.
Anyway,
I'm
William
really
wants
locked in. I'm
resume
just trying to
his
understand the
hobby of
lore.
killing children, so that's the reason why he wants to control all of the animatronics, is just to murder children. But after an epic final fight, Gregory and Glamrock Freddy end up burning the entire complex whole, which probably won't work on William Afton. And right as William Afton is about to catch Gregory and Glamrock Freddy, William Afton is captured by the Blob to, I don't know, some other place now. As you know it, the complex ends up getting shut down, and that's the ending. We get a beautiful ending, similar to the one of Pizzeria Simulator, overlooking a hill with a lot of corpses, and this time, I can say for sure, all loose ends are finally tied together.
No, it's not, because
And
2 more
DLC
games
release.
come out. Oh shit.